Before Union troops enter Columbia on the morning of February 17, 1865, Columbia has already suffered greatly. Union artillery bombarded Columbia all day the day before, stores had been broken into and looted, and cotton bales had been placed in the streets for destruction, some already set on fire. Southerners, both civilians and military, set fires as the Union troops approached. Add to this the wind is blowing hard, most described as gale force strength. As Colonel Stone and Mayor Goodwyn ride back into the city, Stone sees things that had to surprise him. The first thing it would have noticed are the bales of cotton placed in the streets. Most of the bales had been cut open, allowing for the winds to pick up the cotton lint and blow it around the city. It looked like snow. It was getting caught in trees, on roofs, and actually drifting in alleyways. Just beyond the cotton, Stone could see black faces lining the sidewalks. Dozens growing to hundreds as he got deeper into the city. Behind them were the results of 2 nights of looting. Broken glass and furniture and food scattered on the ground. As they got closer to the now freedmen, who were dancing for joy, singing and crying, the troops were offered food and drink. The drinks were whiskey, brandy, and wine. Bottles were passed around, cups shared, and some civilians had buckets of whiskey and ladles to treat the troops as they entered the city. Many took advantage of the generosity. As Stone and Goodwyn traveled into the inner city, the first controversy would take place. There were 2 piles of cotton bales in the streets on fire. Some will say Union soldiers set the fires, others say they were already burning. Stone ordered his men to help put the fire out. The rest of Stone's brigade would be on provost duty. They would become the security for the city. Stone placed men at public buildings, major intersections, and in most cases when a resident asked for protection, a guard was sent. But the burning cotton would instigate a feud between Hampton and Sherman. Sherman would accuse Hampton of being irresponsible for ordering the cotton to be burned while in the city, resulting in the destruction of Columbia. Hampton would say Sherman may not have ordered the burning, but he did nothing to discourage or prevent it. They may both be right. By 11 a.m., the bridge over the Broad River is complete and Sherman, with Howard at his side, lead the rest of the 15th Army Corps into Columbia, some 12,000 men. Sherman sees what Stone saw only on steroids. Now thousands line the sidewalks, singing, dancing, and showing all forms of joy. White faces are showing up. Some are Unionists that were before afraid to show their feelings, and others are escaped prisoners from the POW camp. The 12,000 men of the 15th Army Corps, with wagons and artillery, will continue their march into the early evening. 13 regimental bands will be playing songs like Yankee Doodle, John Brown's Body, and what was then the national anthem, Hail Columbia, as they marched into the city. These 12,000 men were to immediately leave the city and go to one of the encampments on the east side of Columbia. Most will. But the lure of free liquor and big city nightlife was too strong for hundreds, and they stayed. Others that went to their encampment were drawn back. There are now a couple thousand Union troops in the city that don't belong there. And they are getting drunk, rowdy, breaking into stores and threatening homes with ransacking. Even guarded homes were threatened. Stone's men are being overwhelmed, and when Howard sees what's going on he orders a fresh brigade with an additional 50 mounted troops to clear the city of the troublemakers. They won't arrive until 8 p.m., and by then the fires have already started to spread. The winds are blowing the flames into an inferno that can't be controlled. The fire is described as waves of flames over the city, with the wind carrying burning shingles and cotton onto the next block of buildings. Gunpowder and artillery shells stored throughout the city are exploding, shooting geysers of flames and sparks into the sky. At 11 p.m., Sherman's staff wakes him to tell him the city is on fire. He rides downtown where his generals already are. He sees what's happening and orders Howard to fix the problem. Howard orders in another brigade to sweep the streets of anyone not fighting fires or on provost duty. These troops won't arrive until around 2 a.m., and with loaded guns and fixed bayonets, they begin clearing the streets. Not all will go peacefully. Many will resist and be arrested. Others will get physical. Union troops are now fighting each other. 2 will be killed, 30 wounded, and 370 people, including civilians, will be arrested. By 4 a.m. the wind changes direction and the fire burns itself out. The fire will destroy 80% of all businesses and 25% of all homes. Casualties are estimated as at least 30, maybe into the multiple hundreds. Howard believes the total exceeds 100. And these are not citizens, but rather Union troops passed out in buildings and alleys that will be consumed by the fire. There will be a lot of finger-pointing. Even Sherman admits some of his men most likely helped spread the fires, but insisted he didn't think they started it. There is one person that both sides said started the fire that would spread. Both Colonel Stone and the future mayor of Columbia, James Gibbs, said they saw an escaped Union POW set fire to cotton in the basement of a business that included a house of prostitution. Shortly after the war, the British government will sue the United States for the intentional destruction of British property. This will be an all-inclusive lawsuit listing the confiscation of cotton in Savannah, the burning of cotton in Camden, and the sinking or capture of blockade runners, and the destruction of businesses in Columbia as a result of the fire they say started by Sherman. The U.S. government counters with a lawsuit for the intentional destruction of U.S. property, mostly as a result of the privateering of the CSS Alabama, the CSS Florida, and the CSS Georgia. These lawsuits will be combined into the 1871 Mixed Commission of British and American Claims. For 2 years, anyone with first-hand knowledge could testify, submit affidavits, or answer depositions. Sherman will say he neither ordered the burning of Columbia, nor wished it, but he didn't have any misgivings either. When all is said and done, the 3-judge panel reached a unanimous verdict. Concerning the burning of Columbia, they concluded, the burning of Columbia was not to be ascribed to either the intention or default of either the Federal or Confederate officers. The judges also awarded the British government nearly $2 million in damages, while the U.S. government was awarded $15,500,000. Before Sherman leaves the city, he and his staff will make sure all homeless have a place to stay and more than 500 head of cattle are left behind. And as he leaves, a refugee train will follow. It will be made up of several hundred white people and many hundreds more of blacks. While protected by the Union Army, they will have to forage for themselves. On April 9th, Lee will surrender to Grant, and less than 3 weeks later Johnston will surrender to Sherman. The war is essentially over.